Hello, guys. Welcome back again. So today, we're gonna start with pen testing. Yeah, we're using the correct word, pen testing. So this is where we're gonna learn how to test if there's strong security measures in website and in local environments like computers and mobile phones. Okay. So and this lesson is for educational purposes. So if you want to test these lessons into a real onto a real like target, you must first ask for permissions. You mustn't use these lessons to attack other systems that you don't have approval from them. Okay, because you can get arrested for doing such. This is for educational purposes, and it's very important to have this skill because it's gonna keep you aware, especially if you are coding like me. I'm a programmer, so it's a must to know this skill. You must know how to test security systems in the on the softwares that you are developing. Okay, so without any further information, let's get started, guys. So I'm gonna use hack the box. Hack the box is one of the biggest hacking companies. That's where you can get secure certificates and learn more about the Internet of Things. Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna start with these machines here. The ones I've already completed. As you can see, it says 100% status here. So let's start with this first one. The system we want to attack now is it's a Linux system. Okay. Okay, there is it. So before I start the machine here, I must go to my terminal, and if already have the file there, I must connect to the Visual private network, which is the VPN. Okay. So I'm gonna go to downloads. So here's the file, the starting point US. This is the server that I must connect to in order to attack the system Linux. Okay. I'm gonna say open. Can even autocomplete because it's already here. Okay, I must go to so it doesn't want to connect because it says here operation not permitted. Says so here. Then I'm gonna try it again. It should work now. There is it. It's connected. I'm gonna open a new terminal. And I'm gonna say start machine. So now that I'm connected to the server of Hack the Box, shows here connected. I can get the access to attack the IP address of the machine, which is the Linux system. Okay. So don't worry about this task here, the ones I completed, because I don't want us to stack. You see, there is new tasks, so I don't want to try a new one. Maybe we'll try the new one in the next coming videos. So this task I've already completed then. So it's gonna be easier for us to go through them, so that you don't stack maybe for 10 minutes trying to find the solution. Okay. As we're still learning. Yeah, Hack the Box is one of the best companies for cybersecurity skills. You can go to their website, you can learn a lot from them. And this skill is very important, especially if you're a programmer or a developer. Because after developing those softwares and websites, you must be able to test and attack and see how easy it is to get critical information. Okay. So yeah, it's slow. It's because of the VPN, I think, or my network, but usually takes long to connect. But once it's connected, everything will be okay. It will work fine. So first of all, when you get connected, you're just gonna use the tool called Nmap to find information about the IP address that we want to attack or the machine. Okay, there is a target IP. IP address stands for Internet Protocol. Okay, just ping it and check if it does bring something to us. Yeah, it is responding. Okay, received 0 packet loss, 5 packet transmitted. Okay, round trip time minimum is 240. It is a bit slow, but it should work. Okay, now let's go into the first question. Task 1 says here, in cybersecurity isolated environment like box or vulnerabilities target machines are often visual machines, which is VMS. What does VM stand for? VM stands for visual machine. Usually you find visual machine inside other systems. Like Windows, you can download the visual machine, so that's gonna run inside the Windows operating system. Okay, there is it here, says visual machine. Then you go next, says here, task 2, what tool do we use to interact with the operating system in order to issue commands via the command line, such as the one to start our VPN connection, the one we use to open the VPN to connect to the HTTP server. Okay, so they're saying what command do we use? So we used open VPN. Okay, guys, there is it. So they're saying what tool do we use to interact with the operating system? To interact, we use the terminal. It's also known as the console. It's also known as a console or shell. Yes, the terminal. The terminal is this view here, this chart here. Just send commands, then it's gonna respond. You can see each and every detail of the connection. Okay, let's go to the next task, which is task 3. So here, what service do we use to form our VPN connection into the labs? Oh, that's the one I said it previously, which is OpenVPN, this one here. Okay, that's the form we use, which is VPN, Visual Private Network. Okay, let's go to the next one. What tool do we use to test our connection to the target with an ICMP echo request? We use ping. And ICMP stands for Internet Control Message Protocol. Okay, let me check it if I'm not mistaken. ICMP and network. I think I made a mistake. I'm not sure if I said it right. So Internet Control Message Protocol. Yeah. Internet Control Message Protocol. It's the protocol to test for connectivity. Internet Control Protocol is a layer. It's a network layer protocol used to devices like routers and hosts to send error messages and operational. But I'm not sure which layer is it in. Layer 3. but we'll get into that in the later videos. Okay, MSMP. What tool do we use to test our connectivity to the target with an ICMP echo request? Okay, we use ping. Then we're going to task 5. What is the name of the most common tool for finding open ports on a target nmap? So this is the one we must use to find ports or to find doors to connect to the IP address. IP address is like the address of the house, and then ports like the gates and windows. See, so something like that. So we're saying what is the name of the most common tool to finding open ports on a target? So it's nmap. Okay, it's gonna be nmap. Okay, now we're going to task 6. What service do we identify on port 23 TCP during our scans? So now they say you must find the service on this IP address or on this house. Okay, you must find what service do we identify on port 23. Okay, on the transport control protocol. Okay, now I must try to find it using the nmap tool. Okay, to find this service here, I must first copy the IP address here, the house address, to make it easier. And then let's task 6 again. Okay, then we go to our terminal and say nmap, and then dash v to see the detailing of the connection to the server. And then we're gonna say sc, then dash a to get most of the information. Then I'm gonna paste it here. And then to make it faster, I'm gonna put the pn. Okay, scanning. I discovered open port 23 TCP. Okay, now it's connecting to the IP address and try to scan what's happening in that system or that house, what's going on. Okay, because we want to target that house. We want to go inside and find what's the most critical information we can get there. Okay. Yeah, it's trying to connect and find information about the address. Okay, here's the information, guys. Here's the information. Host is up, which means that house exists or the system exists. Okay, and it's still valid. Okay, so it says here port open, port 23 telnet. So let's check the question. It says what service do we identify on port 23? And then we see port 23, the service is telnet. This is the service. This is the service telnet. Okay, guys, and then we can go on Google and check what's the functions for telnet. Functions. We can see what is let me just paste telnet for in networking. Networking. Okay, let's find out from Google, because we found something in that house. So we want to find out if maybe they're using an aluminum window or something. So we don't understand the video. That's the security measures they have there. So now we're asking Google, what is telnet? Telnet is a network protocol used to provide a text-based command line interface for communicating with their remote computer or network device like routers and switches over local network or the internet. So it means you can connect to this service remotely. Okay, can access the house remotely. Okay, I don't know how to put it, but something like that. Okay, it's telnet. Now I know what telnet is about. Must keep that in mind. That you can telnet is a service where we can access the system remotely. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna go to the next question. It says what username is able to log in onto the target over the telnet with a blank password. What is the username is able to log into the target over the telnet use with a blank password? Okay, which is root. So root mostly is a default password for many systems. So let's try to connect to the telnet. To connect to the telnet network, we must say service must say telnet, and then the IP address, which is what's the IP address? No, that's again. IP address is 10.129.40.53. 10.129.40.53. Let me just confirm, okay? Yeah, 10.129.40.53. Connected to. It says connected. Let me try. Say help. Login. Okay, the password. It's root. Yeah, it's a bit slow. Okay, let me see. Who am I? Sorry, just type it wrong. It's a bit slow. Who am I? Root. Okay, now in root now say pwd to bring the working directory on root, not say unless the files that are here. Then you say cat to read this flag file. Okay, found something there. Submit the flag located to its directory. Okay, the directory is root, and then we found this file, and then here's the text. Here's the flag. Okay, we were able to log in and capture the flag. Okay, we're done with this lesson, guys. We're done with this lesson. So what we have learned is how to connect to an IP using the VPN. VPN allows us to access the target system securely into their website. Okay. So IP is the IP address, the device's address. Okay. And port is the services that are running on the device. Okay, guys. So thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.